What's good? You are watching Cat's Corner episode 19, and guess what happened this weekend?
Oh, big milestone.
Somebody finally made it to the movie theater and watched.
Oh.
I mean, we worked the show together yesterday on Sunday in Pasadena, and the two guys that were with us haven't seen Black Panther yet, let alone Infinity War. So I can't. I gotta leave Cat alone. At least he watched it a week later. But Cat. What do you think, man?
It's a comic book. Literally is a comic book come to life. It was, I don't think I've ever been in a theater where people were just mesmerized by the screen.
Right.
Like nobody was talking. I think there was one guy in front of my daughter's seat that was on the phone. My daughter straight, I said, hey man, turn off the phone. So the guy like, shut it up. My daughter doesn't hold back, you know. She's like meaning me, but everybody was just mesmerized by that movie. I thought it had great pacing. Literally, I felt that I was reading a comic book. I was reading the big event from Marvel to where you're like, everybody's coming together. You got all these comic books from, you know, that the story's been spreading from here to here to here, and they're coming into this one, and it's just non-stop. I was like, fuck. I mean, I was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I'm like, literally, it's like, and you've heard me say, because people ask me after this much time in the business, you know, of everything. I mean, do you still enjoy comics? And to this day, I'll read a comic book, and I've said it before. I get to the last page, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm ready for the next issue. This movie was insane. I mean,
ready for the next movie?
I mean, I'm ready for everything that's in between right now.
Now, in your experience there on Friday, did you have scenes where people were clapping?
Oh no, there were people like definitely like the one scene when Vision and Scarlet Witch are in Scotland, and they're about. I mean, I gotta say they did a hell of a job with the Black Order. I mean, they were freaking insane. But here you are, you're about, and the next thing you know, you see the spear going. It's like, oh damn, there's damn Falcon, and then Cap. People, when the Cap came on, people were like, yeah. You know, there was a few scenes like that throughout the movie where you got that. It was a unison, yes or oh, you know, like the gasp, you know. And I mean, the audience was like zoomed in there. There was no.
The biggest moment for me that I remember in the theater was when Thor makes it to Wakanda, and he goes like all Thor, like,
oh man, I mean,
complete God of Thunder with the what's the name of the sword? The axe?
Stormbringer, and I think isn't that Stormbreaker? Isn't that Better Race Bill Hammer? Or yeah, that's Better Race Bill Hammer. Yeah,
oh, I didn't know.
I thought it was
Daniel's
Storm's Hammer.
He knows more about it than I do.
I thought it was Storm's Hammer, because Storm in the X-Men comics, she has the hammer, Earl Hammer from the 80s crossover they did, or early 90s crossover, no 80s, late 80s.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Storm. I mean, it was. And when that hammer, you know, just to see Thor, man, and again, I've enjoyed everything up to this point, but this is that bam that you were waiting for, you know, all the little build-up, all the little stories.
You've been waiting 10 years.
You know, and
18 movies.
It's been, I'm going to go see it again, because I don't think I got enough of everything.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely, I got to watch it the second time, because the first time was just to get like the overall, that feeling, and then the second time now to kind of like really point out the things I missed for sure. Well,
I mean, you know, yeah, because again, I mean, there's so much, and you sit back and you try to remember everything, and you're like, okay, what did I miss? Oh, like when Thanos and Gamora go to the stone, there was the Soul Stone. I mean, you see the character, I'm like, no, they're not. That looks like the Unseen, like the White Nick Fury. But then you pull a Red Skull out of it. I was like, oh my God! It's like,
I was not expecting to see Red Skull.
Because again, when you hear about the fact that Hugo Weaving is very unhappy with Marvel, doesn't want to do, and whether it was him or not, I mean, for them to pull that Red Skull and kind of like tie it in all the way to the first Avenger, that was just, man, that's literally like reading a comic book and getting that footnote in the foot, like, yeah, see back to issue 27 from 1967, the tie-in. I mean, it was great. I mean, they did a hell of a job with Thanos. Like, I mean, he looked scary real.
Yeah, it definitely, the CGI from when they released screenshots last year or versus the final product were night and day. Absolutely. He was definitely the best looking CGI Marvel has had.
No, it's
Especially because he was so involved. I mean, it was his movie. It was his story.
You know,
I think that's what like really trips people up is that we're expecting this to be a superhero story, but it's really a story following the villain. And then
now, what's your take on the way it ended?
I mean,
do you want me to say? Do you want me to go with my take? What I want one of the
like,
guys?
What do you mean? Like, what do I think my theory or what's going to happen next?
Well,
or
yeah,
how
I mean,
felt about the ending?
because one of my guys pointed out that it's all in everything we see after, and I think it started with Doctor Strange when he gave him the stone.
Yeah.
Because Doctor Strange went up in
What's
the future.
The key? He said he saw
14 million outcomes,
and only one
they win in one.
Yeah.
And he doesn't say how they win.
And I think I believe was there a line where he says this is how it has to be,
and then he gives him the stone.
Yeah.
So the take, my buddy said, okay, yes, he gives him the stone, but what does he do? Because it could be all in Thanos' head. That's how he wins. He falls within the gems, whatever the mind, and he lives his dream. So we'll see. So throughout Avengers 2, we'll see maybe all the more like that, and then you get to where you actually see, just like in the comic book, he's in a status or something. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's fucking phenomenal.
I mean, I really hope it's not a dream, because if it turns into a dream, that's going to be kind of shitty for me. But
it's not necessarily that it's a dream, but it's something to that effect where whatever it is, it's fucking great. I mean, this movie was sick. Yeah, it was on every level. I mean.
Now, for me, see, I saw it, and then this was me without me knowing that they already shot the second film.
Oh, yeah,
that's already done, so they already know where it's going.
Yeah.
For a moment there, I was thinking that they were using this as a way to set up X-Men.
Oh, no, you can
Fantastic
easily.
Four.
I mean, look.
Like, this event happens, and the event is what creates mutations, and from this event...
I don't think it's necessarily mutation. I think it's a situation where you rewrite the world.
Right.
And you make it so to where, I mean, and look, and if you read,
and this is me,
read X-Men speculation.
This is me speculating because I don't know how long Disney's known that they were going to get the rights to Fox, they were going to buy Fox. So they,
Space 4, they'll introduce them.
Okay.
They just said it.
No, but that's not what I'm asking. What I'm saying is,
how long have they known?
How long have they known that they were going to acquire Fox? Because if this was recent, 6 months, it's different than if they'd known they've been working on it for the past 2-3 years.
I'm pretty sure by the time it broke news, they were already in discussion at least 6 months to a year.
Right.
And it's been 2 years now since there was something like that. So look, whatever it is, it's in process. I mean, again, I wouldn't put it past Disney to have stuff already ready to go. That way, when that ink drops on that final dot, they're like, the cone goes, get going.
Yeah.
And
the other thing, other idea I had, which doesn't now knowing that they already have the second movie already out, like finished, and they're just gonna wait to release it next year. They're gonna probably reshoot some stuff, whatever.
Yeah, they're fine-tuning.
I also thought that this was also a way you got rid of Peter Parker, so now you can use Miles Morales because you have the rights to Miles Morales, and you can start introducing. You can also use Shuri. Shuri was so popular in Black Panther, she can take over the mantle of Black Panther. Like, I mean, there's so many different ways you can go with it. Yeah.
I mean, because I was bringing up this point, and again, I got to talk to my guys up at that know stuff better, but somebody mentioned that Miles is owned by Sony also. I'm thinking, no, because
they introduced him after. Yeah, and I mean,
it's the Ultimate Universe, is not the mainstream,
right.
And the rights with Sony says that Sony has to make a movie about a 14-year-old white kid named Peter Parker. So I don't know if that
I don't know the
ramifications.
Yeah, like if it's like anything that's part of the universe is ours, regardless of when it came out. But it's also
I know. I mean, they're doing the Miles Morales cartoon at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you need to kill Peter Parker in order to get Miles Morales going. You can always just throw Miles Morales in the mix.
My thought behind the process was because they already announced a Homecoming 2, so it kind of makes sense. That's Miles Morales' movie,
I mean, how many movie deals was Tom Holland signed for?
That I don't know. I mean, there's that aspect as well.
Look, whatever it is.
I mean, there's a bunch of there's an infinite amount of possibilities.
Oh no, I mean, whatever it is,
And I bring it up also because Sony's putting out this Venom movie, So they're not completely out of the Spider-Man game as well.
Oh no, they're putting. I mean,
You know.
it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to touch that because everybody thinks I'm crazy. But dude, I've talked to people. It just doesn't look good.
No, I'm with you. No, I
doesn't.
said the same thing.
Even the CGI, the head looks. It doesn't look good.
The head. I said the same thing. I said the head looks weird on this Venom.
You know,
It's
I don't know.
Yeah.
But going back to Avengers, I mean that thing was just a constant, just gasp after gasp. You know, elation to the point you're like, you know, again.
So
Thor holding the eye open so they can forge the metal. I mean, you know, Groot cutting up his arm to put the hammer together.
I love that part. Yeah.
You know, the whole interaction with Guardians and Tony Stark and Doctor Strange. You know, Peter going, "Oh, we're supposed to use our, oh yeah, I'm Spider-Man." You know, it's just like, it's just, man, this movie is bam after bam after bam after bam. I mean, like I said before, I mean, if I was any other studio, I'd be like, oh shit.
You can watch the review here. You see the link at the top of the screen. We watched it at 9:30 p.m.
He doesn't bite.
Didn't get set up and review the film until like 1 in the morning. So we were tired, and we did the best that we could. But like just thinking back of how deep it's a 2.5-hour film, and they were able to go so deep on so many different angles, different characters as well.
Oh yeah,
like every character had a certain depth to it. You know, I mean, there's obviously stuff we can nitpick on, but they did a great job of connecting everybody. And how tough is it to make this movie with so many characters that have that all were important to the story in itself. You know.
Well, you kind of got a glimpse at Civil War.
Yeah.
You know, and if the Russos were able to do that with that many characters, the rest was, I mean, you just take it up and that's the mark of a good team, of a good A, B, C, D. You know what I mean? Everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
You get from the top to the line.
Kevin Feige knows how to crack that whip.
You know, well, if he doesn't know, then you get the mouse cracking.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
He is the mouse in a way because that's money in their pocket. It's merchandise and everything else. So
it's already surpassed $1 billion, and it hasn't opened in China yet. It hasn't opened in China yet.
There's about 1 billion people in China.
It's insane.
No, it's that good of a movie. Look, I haven't seen a movie in a theater more than once. I mean, again, I was tired, and when the movie ended, and he's sitting through the credits, and you see Captain Marvel, and I was like, I was ready for just put on a loop, play it again, Sam. I'm ready for it. I'm up. I'm tired, but I'll stay up another 3 hours. I'm good.
Let me ask you then your opinion on some of the controversy that's happening now.
Well, what's the controversy?
Well, I don't want to label people or put names on this.
Well, I mean, look, it's out there already, so what is it?
But I feel like you got some DC Universe hardcore guys trying to shit on this movie right now, and they're trying to pick apart issues they have in the movie. Number one, the biggest one they have is Thanos' motivation, whereas in the comic book, his motivation is to please the incarnation of Death, Lady Death, which some people think is great. I personally think it's kind of dumb, you know, and it's a comic book story,
right.
and we went with it as comic book fans because, you know, we're okay with stuff like that. But on a film level, it wasn't going to work. That the only reason
why are they going after Thanos? They should go after Deadpool. He's saying, "Oh, feels like it's dark. Feels like I'm a DC movie." I mean, leave Thanos alone and attack Deadpool. He calls out DC straight up.
They're trying to say that there's people out there there's an article last week somebody put out that was like a big flaw in the movie that like. Instead of culling the universe of half the population, why doesn't he just make double everything so that there's even more resources so that everybody lives? And I feel like
are we that fucking small? Oh my God!
No, I feel like that motivation for him is what made Thanos such a great character in this film.
Let me tell you something.
And it's not only
communism doesn't work.
No,
communism doesn't work, man.
Cat has experience with that.
Communism doesn't work. Yeah. Look. In the comic books, yes, he's out there to please that. You can't, you forget, this is about money. This is about nothing, it's entertainment, it's money. You can't translate, how the hell do you translate death and destruction, somebody's enamored with death, to a movie owned by a company that targets kids?
Yeah.
Are we that asinine, that small-minded that you cannot see that simple fact that, dude, Stop it with the insanity. Stop it with trying to make a name for yourself. Just watch the movie for what it is. Don't read between the lines. It's a freaking movie. Wait, it's a freaking comic book. That's all it is. Let it go. I mean, dude, you really, DC, has anybody looked at Darkseid? He changes people into demons. Come on, guys. Fuck, man. Darkseid's just as bad as,
Well, I don't think the Thanos motivation. Okay.
Look, for the movie, look.
It's not just for the movie, but look what you did.
Let me tell you something. Reality is, okay, you guys want to play it real and play this whole life like, oh, well, let's make more resources. That shit ain't happening. We're draining resources. Humans are a virus to Earth. I mean, they've seen in plenty of movies. I mean, yes, we grow as a population, but what do we sacrifice in the process? We sacrifice land for wild animals and all. And I'm not doing this please, Peter, don't call me. No, none of you guys, don't call me. Don't endorse it. But this is common sense, black and white. Look, every time growth, we destroy nature. We drain resources. How the fuck are you gonna double that? Honestly, it makes no fucking sense on any level to say, hey, let's double. How would that make sense?
No, does it? Well, it's not only that, but we already see before he has the rings that he's going around and doing this already on his own.
But yeah,
so that's already that's his mindset already. Like, this has worked. I've gone to other planets. I've exterminated half of their populations with an army.
And they're doing better now.
It's working.
And it's doing
So why would he all of a sudden, I have this power.
Let me double everything.
I'm going to stop doing what I've already been doing that's working and do something completely different.
God.
And for me, I think that's what makes Thanos in this movie so great. So awesome a villain, because he doesn't see himself as a villain.
No, he sees himself the greater good.
Exactly. He sees everything he's doing as a purpose for it, and he doesn't do it out of joy. He doesn't very rarely do you really see him like having a good time doing this stuff.
He doesn't.
It's like he feels like this is what he needs to do. It needs to be done. He sacrifices. And that's, I mean, if we're gonna pick on, if we're gonna be picky with something, the Gamora Thanos relationship was a little forced. That wasn't really developed well. That's that's nitpicky stuff right there.
Okay, you're gonna nitpick about that.
Yeah, I'll nitpick about that. I'll nitpick about Peter Quill, and you can come on in. Yeah,
it's been played before. It's.
Well, there's.
Are you that much of a Marvel hater? Actually, that's the real question. Are you that much of a Marvel hater, success hater? Dude, if movies succeed, everybody benefits from it, because when somebody else comes out with another brand, people be likely to support it. So do you want things to fail, or are you just jealous that they're making this much money? Okay, how about make a good product, and then people will come see your shit too then. Unfucking real, man. It's just shit like this just like takes the fun out of things. It's like, stop, just think. You got a head.
Well,
think before you open your mouth.
I think really it comes down to, you have a choice. You can either enjoy it or you can hate it. Like, look for reasons to hate.
I wonder if they go home and it's an empty apartment.
Could be. There's people out there who look to hate. Like, they just want to hate.
Just love, guys. Come on, there's enough hate in this world.
Shit. Like Kanye is saying.
I'm gonna do some hate right now.
Everybody.
Aquaman should go straight to Blu-ray. Some funny shit right there.
And then here's a smaller one that I've been arguing with people about. The Hulk. The Hulk was afraid of.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked.
So you think the Hulk is scared of Thanos, and that's why he didn't come out?
No, this is what my take on that is. They're not using Bruce Banner right now. They haven't used Bruce Banner a minute because, again, they've had to do the diversification thing and all that. You have Amadeus Cho running around as the Hulk, which his mom was introduced in. Which movie was she introduced in?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but she was in one of the Avengers movie, The Doctor. I think it was Iron Man, actually. In Iron Man 2 or 3, she was introduced. So Amadeus Cho, I believe, is a character that Universal doesn't own. So Marvel's maybe looking at it if they can do their own movie with this kid rather than Bruce Banner. But there'd be some change on that too, I think.
Is Amadeus Cho a mutant?
He's not a mutant.
Okay.
He's just a super genius kid.
Okay, he's not an Inhuman either. Like,
no, he's just a
Terrigen Mist.
So they haven't been using him. So it's like you really can't. I mean, there's no Bruce Banner correlation to the comics, but Al Ewing, you know, they're obviously bringing him back in the Immortal Hulk, and I hear that book is phenomenal by Al Ewing. Check it out. #1 should be out in a few weeks or next month. So you might see a situation, again, depends how they play the second movie. You might see a situation where, because again, who got killed? Who got quote unquote killed? Who's left? Thor? Is Thor left? Or
I know Thor's left, Captain America's left,
Iron Man, and the Hulk. That's your 4 original Avengers.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
That's literally your 4 original Avengers.
Right.
So however
From the first phase.
So however you played the scenario, because people are like, well, where's Hawkeye? Not even in the first phase, but just in the comic books.
Yeah.
It was Thor, Captain
Hulk
America.
wasn't part of the original one.
He
though.
came in though, but he was, because Loki controlled him.
Right.
I believe. Yeah. But so now here you have a situation.
I mean, the original from the comics is Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Ant-Man.
Okay, well, we don't have, Ant-Man, so you
Right.
but so okay, so you go to the movie, so you might have a situation where the next movie plays heavily on the Avengers saving the day.
Yeah.
And Hulk is, I mean, yes, he is scared. They haven't used him with the comics, but then now that you're doing a big Bruce Banner push again, Hulk, I mean, I'm okay with him, and all of a sudden just him be like, being put in a situation where he's like, no, man, I'm better than your ass. Come out and just like really fucking have that impact against Thanos.
Right.
Because again, if you have
my
Thor and you have Hulk.
My theory, and I'm going to do a video on this actually later this month. My theory about the Hulk is that it started. You've seen the struggle between Banner and the Hulk.
And the Hulk,
And
right.
in Thor Ragnarok, it came to a head because you saw a new version of the Hulk. You saw a Hulk with cognitive abilities. You saw an evolved Hulk. He's able to have conversations with people. He's a child.
Right,
He's throwing the ball against the wall. He's playing.
But he was kind of like that. I mean, you could see that first step in,
Yeah,
in the
he
Avengers.
started slowly starting to transition. But when we get to Thor Ragnarok, you finally see a completely different Hulk and a Hulk that has feelings and thoughts. And he's like, you know what? I don't want to be Banner. I want to be Hulk. I hate Banner. Banner sucks.
Right.
Where you see this conflict, and then you also see Banner saying, "If I turn back into the Hulk, I might never turn back."
Yeah.
He's not able to turn it on. Like when he gets mad, he doesn't become Hulk.
So again, I mean, that's played off the comic books quite a lot because you had the two,
the
Bruce and the Hulk.
Well, that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
Hulk has always hated Banner.
I mean, they've done it where during Peter David's run, they merged both. I mean, you had a smart Hulk,
right,
which was Banner.
Was it Joe Fixit, right?
Yeah, no, the green. Even before Joe Fixit, you had. I mean, look, there's plenty of stuff.
I mean, it's canon that Hulk and Banner are not friends. Hulk blames Banner for everything. The reason why he is the way he is.
No, but again, you got Cap, Thor, Tony, and the Hulk. They brought it down to where it's just the 4 of them, and they have to save Earth. So don't be surprised if Hulk comes out of his shell and kicks some bit. Hey, whatever it is, it's gonna be good.
I was okay with how they played the Hulk bit in this movie. It
was fine. I mean, you didn't need the Hulk when you had Thor. You had so much other. You had a
and
vision.
we're seeing the evolution of Thor as well. Thor from the first movie to Thor now is a completely different entity. Power-wise, he finally realized how to harness the powers of being the god of thunder.
When he landed, when
Wakanda just wiped out.
Dude, I was like, oh, and then you see the fucking hammer. I was like, what? Should have gone for the head. But no, I mean, it was a good movie. Yeah. Small complaints, honestly. What are people complaining about?
Oh no, I want to watch it again, but I'm going to give my rating. We're probably going to do a follow-up podcast with Daniel and Gian. But what out of 10, what do you give it?
10. Dude.
Okay, so where do you put it now that we're done with the first half of this 10 years? Of the 10 years of Marvel films, where do you put it?
I honestly, again, I mean, I don't think I've been this. I don't think I've even an Avengers and Civil War. I don't think I've seen a theater so focused on this on the movie. To where nobody was talking, everybody was absorbed. Everybody was like pins and needles. You're like waiting for the next move. Civil War is great. Winter Soldier is great, and I love that movie. But honestly, if you put in a category like What is this movie? This movie is a comic book. And you know what? It's a 10 comic book. It's a movie. It's great. I mean, I have to start with this one. I mean, I can't see anything else.
Okay.
I mean,
I
it's
think
like
that's,
maybe a. You know,
listen,
we
waited 10 years for this, and if that's
you better
how
give me a movie to make it to where
yeah,
it's got to be 10.
That they did the job that they were supposed to.
Exactly.
And I think, I mean, I'm not one to talk about box office numbers and stuff. You know, that means very little to me because
Well, just look at them.
but there's plenty of movies that make a lot of money that aren't good. You know, so
Right.
I don't necessarily equate that together. But this movie, people are talking about it. It's a must-see movie where even non-comic book fans are gonna watch this. They want to watch it because other people are telling them like that. I think on a story, even though you're saying it's like watching a comic, an actual comic book. I think people that aren't into comic books are still like they're connecting to it.
You know, it's literally an action movie. There's no downtime on this. Quiet, that's Julio. There's no downtime in this movie.
Right.
That from beginning to end, you get what you paid for.
Right.
You paid Avengers Infinity War, and guess what? You got Avengers Infinity War in every fucking scene.
Yeah.
Everything.
Okay, so this is a busy month for you. You and I, we just did a show yesterday.
Pasadena.
You got a special show coming up this weekend.
This Saturday, I've been doing a show with my daughter's high school, Daniel Pearl, Magnet High, over here in the Valley, and we've been doing a small convention.
It's a third year, right?
Third year, and it's this Saturday from 9 to 3, I believe. And we actually have a sold-out venue, I believe. I mean, I think we filled every table, and we have Bernard Chang's coming. We have Mike Kunkel of Hero and the Bear fame. I'm working on a couple of other people that haven't committed, but we have Stranger Comics, Sebastian coming in. We have Shaquita Smith with Raven Choi. There's quite a few artists, known artists from both the big market and the independent market. Robert Roach with Manthu, and a lot of vendors. I believe we should be able to take submissions for Rocker Press. Should be there with at least taking pressing and cleaning. So if you guys have any of that stuff and you don't want to drive to Frank & Sons, hit us up. You know, just call me at the shop. I'll let you know, or look at the.
We'll put all the
We'll put up the info.
We'll put the info in the description.
But if you guys come out on the Saturday, come out and support. It's only a $5 fee to get in. Again, there's lots of vendors, lots of artists, and
yeah, it's a cool.
And all the money stays with the high school. They've been able to buy equipment for the school, for the kids. So like last year, they were able to buy brand new microscopes for their science class and science lab. So it's all goes to a good cause, and I'm not making any money out of this. You know, just the vendors in the high school.
Are you doing any raffles or anything this year?
I think they have some silent auctions. Like I said, I wasn't involved this year. They kind of kicked me to the curb. My wife and my daughter took over.
Okay.
so I'm just like providing the talent and the vendors. But I'll have, like I said, I'll try to have a flyer and with all the information ready by tonight.
Okay.
Worst case tomorrow. So yeah.
So check it out. There's a show this Saturday at Daniel Pearl High School. It's a fundraiser, so come out, help. It's a cool local show. Maybe you'll pick up some
trucks, everything.
You might pick up some cool back issues and stuff there. Who knows what you're going to see at these kind of shows? Everybody brings their cool stuff out, so we hope to see you there. I don't know about you, but for me, this week is there's a lot of stuff going on this week.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
It's a huge week.
There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I'll start with.
And I want to preface something before we start. There was a book that came out last week that I didn't talk about. Kat didn't talk about it. Had no idea.
Which one?
Venomized #5. It's a 1 in 25 variant. You see the picture right there. Yeah. It's a McFarlane homage. It's the same. It's Spider-Man 300. I don't know who.
It's a take. I don't.
Yeah, it's a take
pretty
on it.
Cool. Looks pretty cool.
But it's Venom on the cover. This book, from what you told me, it's an under-ordered book.
Venomized. I mean, it's sold, but I don't think it went crazy because the variant was going. The day it came out, it was on eBay at 60 to 80.
It's a 1 in 25.
and it's a 1 in 25. The problem is Venomized. Again, numbers are down across the board, guys. And a title like Venomized, where you start with Edge of Venomverse, all this stuff, people get tired. You know, it's like you're stringing Venom along. You know, it's like, so a lot of people don't pick up these side books, which is good if you're picking up the variants.
Right. So this 1 in 25 variant is less than a week old. We're not even at Wednesday yet. It's going for $80, $70 to $80 on eBay. The reason why I bring this up is this is a volatile market. And I'm giving you picks, I'm giving you ideas, but at the end of the day, we have no idea what's gonna pop and what's not gonna pop.
And I should have mentioned, but I was like, my head's been like, I've been all over the place. Too many things going in.
Well, the one connective tissue I can have to this book, to other books, is that homage cover always seems to do well.
Yeah.
It always seems to do well.
It's a clean cover. I mean, I don't know what they are, but it's I mean, we sure can, but it's a really clean cover, really nice. I mean, sharp.
Gonna be hard to find in high grades because it's an all black background.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's always an issue with all black and all white backgrounds. But you get your hands on this somehow. I was able to find it for cover price on accident. I'm not gonna say where.
Get people in, get people in alternate earths, in trouble.
But just crazier things have happened. So just want to throw that out there before we started. But where we got, I had a different idea this week. I'm trying to kind of segment stuff, but this week I'm going to do sold out books that have already sold out at the distributor as their own. It's just letting you guys know it's not, I don't know if they're going to be good or bad, just something to think about. I've said it in the past. But
what sold out?
You want to do? Oh, let's just start with
let's
start with the sold out books.
Throw it out, and then I can go versus what I'm picking.
Okay, Dark Horse, B.P.R.D. Devil You Know #6, the Mike Mignola variant. It's not a ratio variant, but it's sold out at distributors. There's a lot of big Mike Mignola fans, but it is a Dark Horse book. However, it's you never know with these Hellboy books. There's a lot of, they have a hardcore fan base.
But
low print run.
It's the low print run that sold this book. I don't think. Because again, there's been plenty of Mike Mignola covers, and they just don't go anywhere. Unfortunately, it's Dark Horse, it's B.P.R.D. B.P.R.D. versus Venom. I don't know. Well, you know what I mean?
The way I look at it is, if you find it and you have an extra couple bucks, think about it. Think about it. I mean, because there's not a lot of them out there.
I mean, it's #6, and I mean, if you're a speculator, think about it. But that's a book that you'll keep for a minute before you flip it.
Also, sold out. We've been oversaturated with Francesco Mattina covers as of late.
Jesus. No lie.
That being said, Flash #46 B variant is sold out.
But that's a cool cover, though. That's
it's an awesome cover.
It's reverse Flash, full shot right there, angry something. It's a really cool cover.
Right, but I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm not gonna have
with
it.
all the numbers.
I mean, I have it, but it's pre-orders only.
This one's interesting. Also, not that big a deal, but Barbarella #6, the A cover sold out. It's Dave McCaig. It's a really nice looking cover. You'll see it on the screen right there. I have no idea why anyone would buy this book. I don't know how many.
They didn't print that. That's when this book sold out.
Right. But it's just very rare that you see a Dynamite book sell out at all, regardless of how small the print runs are, unless it's one of their variants. And this is the A cover. So it's just something to think about. And finally, Jim Henson's Fraggle Rock #1 sold out at distributors, both covers.
Oh, shit.
People like these Jim Henson books because they're throwbacks. If you grew up in the 80s, if you're from that generation, the Fraggle Rock, the Labyrinth, so on and so forth, these kind of Jim Henson properties are really popular and something to look out for if you find it. But as sold out, that's all that's sold out this week so far. I mean, we're at Monday.
It's nothing. I mean, I'm not listening to versus what I'm picking. I mean, I'm going to start with Image. I mean, you have Free Comic Book Day this past week, and then there was that Brian K. Vaughan book, The Barrier. So you got a #1 coming in this week, which is the collector edition, which is different than the Free Comic Book Day version. I don't know what's different outside of charging $4.99.
I think it's a thicker book, so they had extra stuff.
One book, though, #2 is coming out this week, and it's called Isola from Image. I flipped through the first. It's a fantasy book. I mean, it's humans and animals. I mean, it honestly feels like The Lion, what's that movie with The
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Yeah, I mean, really cool artwork. #1 sold out, and they're doing a second print. #2 comes out this week. I read #1. It's a fun read, and the art's really, really great. Check it out. Throwback, you got a medieval Spawn and Witchblade #1. Just out of curiosity's sake, I want to look at that book just to see why they would do medieval Spawn and Witchblade again.
I know they did one in 1996.
Yeah.
Not that book has no legs.
But just out of curiosities.
Yeah, that's actually on my list as well. We'll get to it when we talk about variants.
DC, you got a.
Well, let's talk. We kind of moved away from Barrier, but Barrier #2 also comes out this week.
Oh yeah, it's a weekly book. So yeah, #2 comes out. Yeah.
It's Brian K. Vaughan. Why the Last Man, super popular. Saga, super popular. None of these books are turning into movies. They're not. But people just genuinely like his writing, and it's a new story. And you got #1 for free if you went to Free Comic Book Day.
That was one of the books everybody was calling me for on Saturday was Barrier #1 because I guess again, as great as an idea, Free Comic Book Day is still a waste of event because we're only getting comic book fans in our stores. We're not getting people outside of our medium, and these publishers expect us to do all the advertising. It's like, guys, come on, you're charging me for these books and you want me to do advertising? I don't work for you. But that's another topic. But people were looking for the Barrier, and I guess a lot of shops either did not get it because they don't want to participate anymore because it does cost us money, or they ordered so little that there wasn't enough. So definitely, there's got to be some buzz to this Barrier book, and I say pick it up if you like you said, if you're buying, if you like Saga and everything else. I mean, it shouldn't disappoint you as a reader.
No, and they always seem to do well later on down the line.
Later on, exactly.
The Saga book has no. I mean, I think there's a convention variant somewhere. The Saga #1 book, I think it went 3 or 4 prints, right?
Yeah.
Did at least 3 prints.
Like 3, 4 prints.
Yeah. Saga #1's a $200, $300 book.
9.8, about $250, $300.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. But Batman. I mean, on the DC end, you got a Batman 44 second print coming out, which is the Catwoman mirror look.
Same cover, it's just black and white.
Just black and white. The one book that I say, I mean, I'm looking forward to the Flash Road, Flash War stuff. It looks good. You got the #46, the Road to the Flash War coming in this week. Detective's been really solid story with Tim Drake and everything they're doing. The last issue of Batman White Knight, I can actually read them now because I've been meaning to. It's a miniature, so I told myself I'll read it. Everybody says it's good. I'm sure it's good, but I'll read it once all 8 so I can sit down and read it through.
Are you familiar with this? Is it Brian Murphy?
Yeah,
Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy. I mean, he's Sean Murphy. I think a Vertigo guy. He's done some stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But you got the Justice League No Justice books coming out. It's gonna be weekly, and that's the set up to the new Justice Leagues that are coming down the line.
Beautiful Francis Manapul cover as well.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's been solid, but the one book that I think is gonna take everybody surprised is gonna be Scooby-Doo #25.
I actually forgot to mention that on the sold out part. That book, both covers sold out. Part of it has to do with
they're killing somebody.
Well, they're
no,
also
can I
tiny.
say?
They're also tiny print runs. Now, let's not spoil it. Let's not.
When
spoil
is
it.
this going up? Oh, it's going up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't.
You're gonna have trouble finding a copy of this.
Unless dealers were savvy, and because it is in the solicitation. So if you're a dealer, I mean, if you're selling 2 copies, maybe order 4. But again, how many Scooby-Doos are you gonna sell that you're justified to increase your order? I did, but I'm not saying that. But definitely Scooby-Doo 25.
And for me, that's a flip it book. That's the only book I'm going to tell you to flip this week. You're going to have a hard trouble finding it, and it's going to be a hot book. How long it lasts, I couldn't tell you. But if you get your hands on it, it's a book you think about putting it up on eBay and getting rid of it.
Yeah, but again, see how many dealers are savvy to increasing the numbers. So, we'll see. Marvel, I mean, the book to look out for Marvel from a reading end, hold it, flip it, whatever, any of the variants, is going to be Venom #1 this week, Donny Cates. But it's got a bunch of variants.
The Venom trailer that Kat's not a fan of has been building a huge buzz for Venom. So a lot of people are excited for this Venom #1. I think it's a book to pick up and read.
Well, I mean, the book is Donny Cates.
It's Donny Cates. This is the biggest Donny Cates fan on the planet.
Not that I'm
right
the biggest Donny Cates fan, but dude, he did some shit with Thanos that with Doctor Strange. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, if you can, it's a good fucking read. Bottom line. the guy delivered.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, he gave me something. We have a bunch of other things. Deadpool 300.
Round number, something's gonna happen.
We got Incredible Hulk 716, the World War Hulk continuation. Again, talking about Hulk and Amadeus Cho and Banner. This is gonna end at some point because they're not gonna need, or they might, depending how they want to do it. Vader's been killing it for me. I don't know how if you're reading Vader, but Vader's been really, really good. Star Wars Thrawn #4. That's another great read. I mean, X-Men Blue. That's a book that.
You've been,
Not that Ben's. Well,
you've been consistently behind the X-Men books.
You know, they gotta get better, and they're gonna get rid of these kids eventually. I don't know how they're gonna move them out of the picture, but for the last 4 issues, you didn't even have them in the book because they were in that Venomized storyline, the miniseries. They're up in space, so you have another X-Men Blue team. You know, Lorna Dane and a bunch of old X-Men that we know. So you can see a shift towards what are they going to do with these characters and how, you know, give us what we're used to rather than, I don't know. I mean, Bendis has gone from Marvel, so it's like every time. I mean, you saw the shift with Morrison when he left Marvel after all the retooling he did to the X-Men books. You know, the minute he left, literally an issue later, everything was back to normal. You know, so we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of ego.
Yeah, it's definitely when a creator leaves, like a lot of people are like, screw everything this guy did. I'm going to do my own way.
Exactly. Ego plays a lot of factor in decisions, editorial decisions, and you know, hey, that's why we have a Sentry book being published again. You know, we'll see. You know, because again, Superman. So Old Man Logan, like I said, there's a lot of good reads this week. Solid. Variants. A lot of these books have variants too. They're all qualifying variants, you know. And look for them.
Speaking of variants, let's hit my portion of the show here. So this week, got a beautiful cover from Yasmin Putri, Batgirl and the Birds of Prey #22. Right. They've had They've got a lot of great variant covers, but this Yasmin Putri, it's really nice. You see it on the screen. Batman White Knight #8. Every book's had a Sean Murphy variant. He's done both covers, but this one's got Harley and Joker on the cover. Black and white, really nice looking cover, and you can never go wrong with Harley and Joker. Detective Comics 980. I'm not really a big fan of the Raphael Albuquerque stuff, but this cover, as you can see, beautiful. It's got Batman, blood on his head, really nice looking. Already talked about the Mattina variant for Flash #46. Let's see, Suicide Squad, another Mattina variant. It's got I think it's Batman and
Harley.
No, Deadshot.
Deadshot.
It's like a Harley Deadshot, really cool looking cover as well. There's gonna be a lot of these out there, so something for the personal collection and something, you know, down the line, who knows. And then every other week I tell you, I'm gonna keep on telling you, Wonder Woman #46, Jenny Frison. You know.
Did she call you yet?
She hasn't called me yet. No, she has not called me yet.
You're not trying hard enough.
Something to pick up. A lot of books this week, I know, guys. Then Medieval Spawn, Witchblade #1. I have no idea what the cover looks like, but there's a McFarlane variant. It might be a mystery. You might not see it until Wednesday when you go to the shop. Check it out. If it looks cool, pick it up. People love McFarlane. Spawn is his character. So, you know, if you come across it, grab it. Exiles #3. I have not talked about Exiles whatsoever. I just really like this cover. It's a game variant. I don't know what game it is. Have you seen these?
No.
It's like
it didn't have the art when I did the.
It's Agent whatever her name, the one that did the.
Oh, it's the Captain America, the Agent Carter.
It's Agent Carter as Captain America, on the cover.
Yeah.
Really nice looking cover. You can see the artwork right there. I think these are 1-in-10 ratio variants. I don't know how many people are ordering a lot of Exiles at all. So something you come across, you might think about picking it up. And then Venom. We already talked about Venom having 1 million covers this week. There's a Mattina variant. Midtown exclusive. Midtown exclusives don't really do that well in the aftermarket, but if you see this cover, it's tits. It's a great looking cover. I think it's a $10
I never heard
book.
you say that word outside of what it's meant to be.
You look at it's on the screen. It was already on the screen. It's a great looking cover. I think it'll set you back 10, 12 bucks. You might need to buy another book or two so you don't have to pay for shipping. No, it's $12.50.
It's $12.50.
It's a $12.50 book on Midtown. To not pay for the shipping or pay for the shipping, you do what you got to do. You might need to buy some other books, but it's a great looking book. And then if you can get your hands on it for relatively cheap, there's a Stegman variant of the A cover. It's a Virgin variant. Super cool. I'm not a big Ryan Stegman fan, but this cover looks awesome.
Solid, man. He's done good work on all the books. He likes the Scarlet Spider, everything. I mean, he's got sharp work.
So what's the ratio on the Virgin? Is it 1 in 50? Is it 1 in 100?
Virgin's going to be 1 in 100.
Okay, so it's a 1 in 100. Not a lot of people are going to pick this up. If you find it for cheap, if you find it for under ratio price, you might want to think about picking it. I don't know if the book has legs. It might be something in the future. Like Cat will tell you, 5 years down the line.
But it's
a nice cover.
It's Venom #1. It's gonna have a solid story.
Yeah.
And again, like you mentioned the
guts.
It's the guts, the meat of the product. It's gonna have a lot of guts. Yeah. So it's a good bet. I mean, I'd say pick it up. Pick up your Venoms if you can find them, your Venom variants, and as long as Donny Cates is gonna be on this book, it'll be fine. And look, everything Venom. There's legs to Venom here. Sucky or not, variants have legs.
I mean, we have no idea what's inside the book. This could be the book where finally all these Venomized covers we've been seeing for years, like those characters show up. Who knows? There could be a lot of repercussions. There could be nothing from the book. But beautiful cover, great for the personal collection. Who knows what's going to happen? And finally, to wrap this up, my personal pick of the week, True Believers, Wolverine #10. It's the backstory between Logan and Sabretooth when you really find out about their history, and they get into
Is that one of these books again when you were a kid?
When I was a kid.
Fuck, I forget I'm gonna be 50 this week.
Remember the book though? This is a story.
No, it was I remember when it came out. That shit was was crazy.
It's the first time you really see Sabretooth and Wolverine going
at it outside of that Psylocke, but this, and you find out the reason why they're going at it.
Exactly, why they hate each other. I mean, it might be this is where Sabretooth tells Logan that he's his dad, which isn't true, obviously, if you've been paying attention at all. Something to check out. And it's a spoiler, big time spoiler.
It's about a 20-year-old spoiler.
30, it's over 30 years old. This is like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah. And I forget, I'm gonna be 50. I lost track of time.
Cat was graduating high school when this book came out.
Oh no, I was bad though. I was graduating high school, okay, 86.
It's a $1 book. It's a $1 book, great read, and people like to pick up these books later because they aren't able to get the original version. Because I think a 9.8 of the original is like $150.
Ah, chump.
And you can't read the graded version of it anyway. So
just look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah. But anyways, that's gonna do it for us. This guy owns a comic book store. He's telling you to go on Wikipedia instead of buying the book.
Well, no, I'm tired. Yeah, put the iPad down.
All right, we'll see you next time. Smash that like button if you're listening on iTunes. Make sure to leave us a 5-star rating. We will see you next time. Cat, take it away.
Summer's coming. It's not outside on Wednesday. Go out, buy your new prints, support your local comic book store, turn off the computer, turn off the iPad. See you guys in the comic book store.
See you next time.